Most people have been using these 11 types of packaging incorrectly their whole lives without realizing it. In this video, I'll show you the best and most amazing packaging tricks you've ever seen. You'll be amazed at how easy it can be. Like with these tins, for example. If you have a handle like this on the top of the lid, you can use it to open the tin. You already know that. But what happens if you only take a little bit out of the tin and then want to put the tin away again? In most cases, the lid always remains a little bit open, which is quite annoying. But with this handle, you can also close the lid much better again. To do this, press it down and push the handle under the edge, and it will hold firmly and close better than without it. If you have ketchup or any other sauces in this type of packaging, you know the problem that at some point nothing comes out, even though there is still a good amount inside. Instead of shaking it like this, you should take it in your hand and hold it firmly. You might also want to seal the lid with adhesive tape beforehand, and now swing it a few times with your arm. This way you will really get every last bit out of the packaging. Whether it's breakfast cereals, pasta, or other foods in such cardboard packaging, once they've been opened, they don't really close anymore. Some still have a small device like this at the top, but even this is not always helpful. But there is a much more ingenious trick. To do this, you should press the two short sides into the packaging, then the shorter of the two longer sides as well, and now fold them together as you can see in the video here. Press it down firmly, and now you can simply insert the longer upper piece into the flap provided, press everything down once, and the packaging is sealed properly and nothing will fall out, even if it falls over. Pistachios are incredibly tasty, but getting them out of the shell can be quite tricky. If you always try to do it with your fingers, as you can see here, you will eventually have the problem that your fingers hurt. You might even break a fingernail, but there is an easier way. Simply press the whole thing together on the open side with your finger and thumb to open the back of the bowl and remove it easily. If it is too tightly closed, you can also simply pry it open with another piece of peel. If you have a sauce in a plastic or aluminum container that you want to get into your pot now, you should never just squeeze it out by hand or try to spoon it out somehow, because there will always be a lot left over. Instead, you should push them into the pot, press the lid on top, and simply pull the bag out. This is how you really get the last bit out of the bag. As you can see, there's nothing left in here, and you've transferred everything to your pot in one go and can now boil it up as normal. Tablets that have a notch like this in the middle can be broken in half to take just one half. But if you've ever tried this with your fingers, you'll know how complicated it is. It's easier if you simply place them on the table and press them down with your two thumbs, and you'll get them split. If you have bought chips in a packet like this, open it now and take out a few chips, then you know that it is still relatively uncomplicated at first, but especially if you have larger hands, it can be difficult to get to the chips afterwards. You can tilt them a little, but a few crumbs will usually fall out. Instead, you should simply take a piece of paper, push it all the way into the bag of chips, and then use the paper to pull out all the chips. This way, if you don't want to eat anymore, you can simply push them back in again and close the packaging and put it back in the cupboard just in case. Toblerone is incredibly tasty, but there is one problem. Once you've opened the packaging and can reach the individual mountains, you're probably familiar with the problem. How are you supposed to break off these mountains? Most of the time, you probably put your finger in between and pull it outwards. This is sometimes quite difficult and greasy. It's easier if you press the mountains together. This makes it much easier to remove them and your fingers won't get as dirty. Resealing bread in such packaging so that it lasts as long as possible is another matter in itself, but there is an ingenious trick that makes it really quick and easy. Instead of just rolling the whole thing up like this and then placing it on the knot, you should roll it up. And then, if you have already used some of the bread, simply put the excess end over the whole loaf. This way it is really airtight and nothing can get in. When you order food, it usually comes in a bag like this, which is very tightly sealed. Instead of simply tearing it open, there's an ingenious trick to get the knot open very easily, even if it's otherwise rather complicated. All you have to do is take these two tabs and turn them in opposite directions. And do this until they are screwed in really tightly, as you can see here with me. Now get as close as possible to the knot and push them both inwards. As you can see here, this allows you to open the knot very easily and simply. You can open the bag completely without having to tear it open, and you can use it again afterwards. And although everyone really does have this kind of film packaging at home, there are still people who don't know this ingenious trick that every film packaging manufacturer has built in. Because if you read this "press here" sign on the side, you should press these fields inwards when the roll is inside. This presses a small piece of the cardboard inside the roll. This way, you no longer have the problem of the roll coming towards you when you want to pull it off, but it stays nicely in the packaging. And this is really the case with all packaging, whether aluminum foil, cling film, or other packaging of this kind. And if you want to know how to make your windows cleaner than ever before, then be sure to watch the video here. Click directly on it.